Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I'm out in the really frigid air. It's actually only 44, but you see what you see on the right now is snow. Well, no, that's actually not the snow. And the reason I am is because after Adam says about 2.5 years, his now 31-year-old niece is leaving to go back to her country. She was with us, on and off during that, but then she, I think in August, maybe it was July, August, she had come back and stay with us. She got kicked out, basically, of the program that she was in for plagiarism, and at the university doing her master's, and she lost her apartment and her job all in the same, and she was staying with us, and it kept causing so much trouble, and especially this thing with the perfume. I'm breathing heavy. It's because of this perfume sprays. She was told that I have extreme chemical allergies, perfume allergies. I can't even do my, as much as I can, I have to have perfume and chemical-free things like my clothes, laundry detergent. Unfortunately, Bounce. I just really found out that there might be a Bounce, that dryer sheets, that's fragrance-free. I just found that out a couple days ago, because any of that stuff can bring on such a bad reaction to me as far as breathing. And I had to one time leave, and me and Adam got into a big fight about it over the phone, an argument, and it was a couple of years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, and he told her then, don't do that. She came back the next time. This time she did it again. I think it was this time in August or whatever. And I've been in and out of the ERs. I was in the hospital for 2 days, one night. Not because of this, but for other health reasons. I have like 10 appointments this year for various reasons, and I don't need to be around that. But anyway, she's leaving tomorrow morning, going back to her country, and he had her leave here because she kept kept causing so many problems. And he is, it's not just me, but with their family, I wound up being the scapegoat. But no, he's feeling sad that she's leaving, but he has been telling me, the past few months, he says, you just don't realize how hard this has been on me, on him. And that he really was just counting, he said he was just counting the days until she leaves. For like a month or so, he had her leave and go to one of his brothers and stay. When she came back, she started doing that thing every once in a while, wearing perfume. And today, just now, she's done it twice today, and more than the past few days she's been doing it, wearing a lot of perfume. Stuff smells awful, makes me sick, and I don't need that. Just now starting to calm down. Well, anyway, I just came out of the front room where I was in. It's been about 30 minutes. I walked out, and oh my God, it was unbelievable how strong that was. And she's packing and leaving. Okay, she's got her bags packed, ready to go. And Adam was saying, be nice to her and all this stuff. So I've never been mean to her, and he knows it. Like I said, they like to do the scapegoat thing because they can't in his family, they don't tell one another no. They don't tell one another stop. Too much. No. So anyway, I saw myself getting very angry. I looked up with a hotel that I was going to go to take a vacation, but I got sick and I couldn't go. And he had asked me to stay because he can't handle being with her himself. And this was like when she came back about 2 weeks ago, and I've just been, not my circus, not my monkey kind of thing, that expression. I'm not saying she's a monkey, I'm saying the expression. So, ooh, that's kind of hot. But anyway, during this, I was, going to doctors, and I had this really bad thing about my, none of them would say it. I went to the ER twice. When I saw my doctor, they said that all these triage nurses would call me, say, how are you feeling? It was just the weirdest, excruciating, I'm serious, not pain. There's a difference. I was rudely told years ago there's a difference between pain and ache, but it was an ache, and it would cover most of my upper torso all the way up to my gums, and it was just so awful. I mean, like I said, excruciating. It was just so awful, and it would just come, and then I didn't count the time. At first, I'm just sitting there going, oh, this is horrible. This is horrible. Nobody should feel this pain, this ache. Nobody should ever have to feel this. It was that bad, and I'm not a wimpy person. And all the the ER, all these things, and nobody could figure it out. And I finally did. One day I said, wait a minute. The last time I saw my doctor, the next day, he had me come in as in the urgent care after hours, because he had heard it was getting so bad with the the triage nurses were calling him, I guess. And anyway, that next day I had one, and I decided to take my temperature, and it was 94.4. 94.4. And I had told the doctor that, oh, did you hear my neck pop? I told the doctor that I was seeing before that. I had just seen her once, and she said buy new thermometers. It was either her or somebody within that thing said buy new. It was her. Buy new thermometers. But no, I was telling her that mine would go down to like 95.3, and it's been like that for years. But never this, and one time whenever I was talking to her, I think it was like 94.0, and I was not feeling great. But it didn't start happening, and it happened probably for a week or so, like once or twice every day. One time because one of them was saying, ER doctor was saying that since it's my gums, it has to be something dental. No, it doesn't have to be something dental. And one day, December 31st, Adam and I rushed because I was having a really bad one, lasting an hour and a half. I call them episodes. And I went to the dentist. And the dentist is going to send me to an oral, I think it's oral surgery and something else. And I have an appointment for that. But he didn't know. He did not know. So maybe they can figure that out there. But no, I figured it out. And this is not unusual. I have a rare health condition. Hardly any of these healthcare providers I've been to know about it. And if they know very little, some of them, they make the biggest mistake with it. And like one of them, when I was in the hospital, it was a nurse practitioner. I guess she's a practitioner. But she made a big mistake, and I said, be careful. She was really young. I said, be careful. I said, that could be part of malpractice. And oh, she doubled down, man. She went and probably looked at something up and then came back. And if she read what I read, which was the NIH, she was twisting it around for confirmation bias. She twisted it, the logic around. Oh, because believe me, I've had plenty of specialists tell me, they go to doctor, whatever, 12 years total, all of it. She's been few, and to become specialist. And they say, and the last one I saw was in 2023. He said, no. Anything I say about that, no. Forget that. Strike that. What she was trying to say. Anyway, all of this stuff going on in my life, the last thing I need is somebody who's 31 years old who acts like a rebellious teenager. And like I said, it's not just me. Adam is having as much trouble, if not more. Okay, so anyway, so what happened now, that bad, really bad smell, I kept opening up the front door. Now, we got snow still on the ground out here, and still, on my, if you can see more of it, well, it doesn't show up the same way. Plus, it's melting now that the motor's running. But we still got snow and all that. And anyway, so I kept opening the door trying to do, get some air. I wound up taking, which I'm not a healthcare, provider, any of that stuff. I don't know if I should have done this. I looked it up online, and I don't usually trust what I read online. I looked it up, and I took a Benadryl, hoping that the reaction I was having, it could have simply been, I think it was related, but at the same time, I started breathing hard. And it could have, I could say it could be part of like a panic attack or something, because the roads were, there's ice, there's still snow. It got up to 50 today, I think. So it's probably all melted, but you're still going to have slick spots. And I was on a bridge, driving one time when it was cold. It was just cold. And there was no warning that there was a bridge there. It was a little bridge, like over a creek. No warning, and no warning that it had ice on it. And I slid in a big SUV, a Pathfinder, a Nissan Pathfinder, big one, the older kind, and slid. The people on the other side going the other direction, they crashed. Okay. And I'm never going to do that again. So so this happened, and I started breathing so bad in this. It was so unbelievably strong. Like, she sprayed the whole bottle. And she was in the living room where she could see me walking back and forth from that room to the office. And she's sitting there talking to Adam, and he's looking at her. And she just starts laughing at whatever they're talking about, laughing really loud, And I think each time she started laughing is when she saw me going back and forth. And I think she did this on purpose. I really do, to show her dominance. She can do whatever she wants to do, that kind of thing. And I knew she would do this. I knew when she went to, especially the brother she went to, his girlfriend is just as bad. She had me gagging one time, like, that old expression of French whorehouse or something. That she would wear such a strong perfume, it was unbelievable, knowing that I had these chemical allergies, and it could literally kill me. These people don't care. They don't care. It's all about them. And I see this as very histrionic behavior, and I don't stop at just histrionic behavior. I'm not diagnosing with this disorder, but the behavior, yeah, that's not normal. When somebody tells you they have an allergy, to something, you don't purposefully do whatever it is. Like you say, my kid has peanut allergies, and then they're going to cook something with peanuts in it. I don't know how that works. But you see what I'm saying? Or give them something with peanuts in it. No, you don't do that. That's really when it comes down to is attempted. You know what I'm saying? Attempted red rum. I'm laughing, but I'm not happy. I have a nervous laughter, I'm telling you, sometimes. And sometimes it's a laughter of just the audacity, the temerity, the nerve of these people who do this crap. They really, literally don't care. And anyway, I'm trying to keep peace with Adam. He was telling me earlier he has all this anxiety and everything because she's leaving. He says, what, he says, help me. What, I'm saying, like, well, you're going to have to give me more than that. I'm not his counselor, but, he knows that I'll calm him down, he's known me over 40 years. And, so we're going to have to give me more than that. Why are you, feeling anxiety? What do you think? And, he said, because she's leaving. And I said, okay. And he said, she's family. Because he said that because he's had so much trouble with her. He was counting the days until she leaves. And now that it's coming up, this is how their family is. He's feeling sorry for her that she's having to leave. Well, it was her own fault. And I feel sorry for her too, but she should not have done that was just one thing, by the way. She should not have done the things that she did, like a rebellious teenager. You just don't do stuff like she did. And I'm talking, she did worse, and I'm not going to mention what it was. Okay, one of them was really bad. And she looks like this model. I mean, literally, she could be a model. And she has soft voice. She acts all like shy and all that. And she puts her head down like showing deference. And then I stood next to her one time, and I knew she did this. I have really great hearing for things, probably hypervigilance, but from childhood. I have really great hearing for things people don't want me to hear. And I was standing next to her, and the things she said, I'm like, that's why she does her head down and to the side. When, she says something, it's because she's saying something evil. And I've seen evil. So, anyway, back to this part. I came out of that room. It was gagging me from the moment I stepped out. And I don't hold back. I don't have a filter. Very little. And I'm like, oh my God, She's in there laughing, and I know she's laughing because she sees my reaction. I really do see that. And so I finally look up a hotel that I was going to go to for my vacation. I didn't care if I spent about $1,000 just to be away from this. And, when she was coming back, I was going to not be here. But anyway, that's 2 weeks ago, whatever, how long. Because I knew she was going to do something like this. Well, anyway, so there I was today, just a little while ago. And took a Benadryl. I'm calming down now, and not breathing as heavy. And but I opened up the door more than once to try to do it. And anyway, she went upstairs. I found, I heard that she went upstairs. Adam, I didn't know where he was, but I went in there. He was standing by the fire, and I told him, I said, look, I'm having a really bad reaction. My hands were shaking, and I was having pains right in the middle, breathing problem. The pulse was getting high, and he could see it. I mean, there was no doubt. And so I don't want this to start a big fight, and all this, because when he does not handle he's just like the rest of them. They do not take care of the problem, and he started coughing and coughing. So he wasn't. I said, look at that, He wasn't denying it. Anyway, I told him, I said, I'm going to have to go to stay at a hotel. He said, it's your choice. And I said, yeah, I think I'll do that. He said, why? He as it went on, he was telling me, why don't you just try this or that? I said, maybe I'll just go sit in my SUV. And eventually I said, just go sit and make a video like I used to. But sorry about that. That's me taking a deeper or exhaling. But, I said, maybe I have to drive around the block because it's not good to have the car running just sitting here, And I've done it before, but I know how. Anyway. But I had him come to the door, watch so I wouldn't fall down on the ice or snow that's still sitting there. I don't know if there's ice underneath it or not. But anyway, he wasn't denying it, and he wasn't being mean. He was having a bad reaction to it, I could tell himself. He doesn't have allergies like I do, and he usually doesn't smell perfume or anything. Seriously, he's always been like that. He never smells strong odors, whether good or bad, And, but he wasn't denying that. And then he So she's upstairs at this point. So I'm going to the restroom and everything, getting ready to go. And I was going to go to the hotel. And he called her, he Skyped her, you know. She's upstairs. He didn't want her to come down. And I could hear her because of it. Okay, I have to stop for a second. But I could hear her telling him that she didn't spray anything. I mean, come on. But what he told me when he got off of it, because I was, like I said, I went to the restroom and all that. He said that she said that all she did was dab a little bit on her hand, you know, just to see what, you know, if she liked it. Because she's been wearing it since she's been back. You know, especially when she goes somewhere, she put the same one on. She knows. I mean, she just lies. She just lies. And he said that was, you know, but what I heard her say was, no, she didn't spray anything. She didn't use anything that was with perfume. Nothing. Okay, we don't have colognes and perfumes or things like that because of my chemical allergies. We don't have them in the home. Okay? So he can smell. I mean, like I said, he usually doesn't smell this stuff. But he has. Now, he's not totally devoid of the sense of smell. He has in the past, and like when his sister, her mother, did that like 8 years ago, and he blew up all over her. Okay, so it's in their family, and her mother probably told her, and that his brother, that brother's girlfriend that lives with him, she probably said the same thing. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. And she herself, his niece, 31 years old, is going to do it knowing full well what it could do to me. This is not the first time, like I'm saying. Not the first time. I mean, the day that I told her, don't spray any of this stuff, she went immediately upstairs and sprayed Raid and Lysol. Filled the whole house. I had to leave for 4 hours. Okay, the big fight, I said, that Adam and I had because of it. He was yelling. He was out on the patio, which is right underneath the deck where she has a room. And apparently she was eavesdropping, and he yelled, he said, over the phone, he said, what do you want me to do? Tell the bitch to leave? He said, bitch, really loud. So she's going to take that, and the histrionic, you know, I'm such a victim. You see? They're going to play the victim. So when the next time she did that, Adam called her down, and I told her, you know, this was the next time I had about a year, however long it was, when she just did it again. She came here and she did it again. And I told her, you know, Adam was sitting right there in the chair, not right in front of us, but right there in the room. And I told her, you know, you've already been told not to do that, but you did it anyway. She tried to play the victim, and I said, you don't get to play the victim with me when you victimize me. You know, and she just stood there doing that, trying to do the little thing of putting her head down and acting so innocent and all that. And she went upstairs and she made a phone call, and she came back down and said, I'm sorry, you know, I don't know, you know. She went and called her mother, and her mother probably told her, look, you have nowhere else to go. Her, you know, the one that she wound up going to, Adam called him his brother. It's his youngest brother, who's my age. He's like 3 months younger than me. And I know him really well. And he called him and said, look, he told her that me, might not survive this because of what she was doing. I mean, she was doing some bad stuff. And that I'm afraid, you know, scapegoat much, that I'm afraid that I would not survive it. So she had to go to his house. Well, when she went and visited him, the first Christmas after she started at the university, she went and visited him, and the one that wears too much perfume too, his girlfriend. He said he did not want her back. Okay, he did not want her to come back. He said the first thing she did was to go into the room where she was staying and took down all the pictures because she didn't like them. And apparently there was a whole bunch of other stuff or something that really he did not want her back. Well, they had, you know, Adam, and his brother have another brother, and he lives in a different state. And she went there. Her cousins, who were around her age, even older, one of them is a doctor, I believe. The other one's an engineer. And went there, and they would not have anything to do with her. And then she, of course, played the victim. But no, when people, your own cousins, your own, you know, whomever, one of her sisters who's a doctor doesn't want anything to do with her. Think about it. You're one of her older sisters. You know, you're not their victim, but in their family, that is how it goes. Like Adam and his sister, you know, his sisters and brothers and sister, their mother, because their families were real close, by the way, with their cousins. They actually lived together for a long time when they were young. But his mother claimed that aunt, you know, that they all shared a home. She went around for years and years and years claiming she was such a victim. Oh, you know, pat her head. Oh, she's such a victim of that aunt, you know, in their family. And that was my first kind of like introduction to them. Then when his sister, I finally met her 8 years ago, about 8 or so years ago, she comes into the house and immediately sits down and starts talking about one of those cousins, female, was so treated her so, I'm patting my head, so bad, she's such the victim of her. And I knew full well, no, you victimize her, just like that mother, his mother, victimized that aunt, that family. Because I got a hint. I was their scapegoat. And I got a hint to how bad these two women are right off the bat. And then this is her younger daughter. Same thing. She's going to play the victim. Go back home. Oh, you wouldn't believe how bad she was toward me. You know, and that's what she did with that brother when she went back. I can bet. But you know, I was thinking that was so funny because people who know about, like, people who are histrionic, play the victim, you know, when they're the ones who victimize, when people who know that, saying, right, but because of their family, like I was just explaining, it goes on generations, okay, and they're still talking about it. And I was thinking, my name's going to go on for generations. You got to find a silver lining. It's going to go on for generations in that family. And those who know will say, oh, I'm going to avoid this family. I'm going to avoid them. I'm going to watch out for them. Don't tell your secrets. Don't talk to them because they're going to play the victim. You know, those fruits didn't fall from the first tree. You know? What is it? The apples don't fall from tree. It's an expression. I'm not calling them an apple or a fruit. No, but really, now I'm kind of afraid to go back in there because, I mean, you hear my voice cracks a lot, and it's been doing that for the past few days. Yeah, and I mean, I know it's because of her using that perfume. It's the same one, same stench. To me, they all smell bad. You know, but she's leaving early in the morning, and that's it. She's going back to her country, but she want to make her statement. You know, it's all about her. It's like the thing when she had this really bad one that's going on. I'm leaving out the name, but she had it really bad, and I found out when I went to the ER, they were telling me, well, if you had that, because I was saying that I've been coughing. So no, if you had what's going around now, you would be a lot worse than what you are now. And the ER doctor, then the nurse practitioner, nurse, whatever, she she started telling me about it, how it doesn't show up, that and the flu and all that doesn't show up on any test. And that's what happened. There was no sign of it, and how bad it was. And I said, this is what I had heard. I said, told her the situation. She said, that's the kind of, those don't show up on tests. She wasn't going to diagnose, of course not. But, she avoided it yet said it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And, but anyway, when she had that, his niece, she upstairs, she agreed, stay upstairs. Don't come down. I think it was the second day in. I mean, she was coughing up a lung. It was so awful to hear. I felt for her. But then she started saying, I want, telling her, her uncle, I want to come downstairs. I'm bored up here by myself. And then, I mean, can you believe the nerve? He's older than I'm 61. Okay, and then poor health. She knew that I had been in the hospital. All this kind of stuff. And because she's bored, she wanted to come downstairs. And one day I was in that room, that front room, and I heard yelling. And he was downstairs, she was upstairs. There's like a little bridge. The part of the upstairs is, you can see right over the living room. And she was up there, and he was yelling up at her. He said, you are the most self-centered person I've ever known. You want to come down here when we're sick? Here he is. Anyway. Okay, pardon this look. And in case you're wondering, to start with about, you see that wrapped around the bedpost and on the wall? The bedpost thing that's our pit bull's chain of mamas, blankies. And that's how he has to do it, because he does the whole thing of making biscuits. And it calms him down. When you have an American Pit Bull Terrier, you're happy when they calm down. But he has to tie it to the bedpost thing. Or he takes them outside. Adam has to tie it there. Or he takes them, the dog takes them outside and shreds them. Then he wants more. So, yeah. And this room is a mess anyway. And then the ottoman's there, so the big dog gets on the bed. I don't sleep on that bed because it's too hard for me. And but they sleep with Adam. And they don't want me around. They do not want me on that bed. The other one is a Black Lab Australian Shepherd mix. And he let me know right away, I cannot get on that bed. If he's around, no. But I have to have a soft mattress. And the mattress I have now in that front room I'm talking about, I told Adam, I've had it like a year. I think I got it for Christmas of 23. And I told him it's like a bouncy house. And it's I have to have soft, but I wanted to try one that's between firm and soft. I don't remember what they called it. And but it has it when it came in. It's not at all what I expected. And I've had it, but as time goes by, you can't flip it because it has the springs attached to it. Oh my gosh, it's awful. Anyway, I thought I'd come in and wrap this up, but he came out to get me, and he said that she's upstairs crying. Gotta play the victim. And I see, I'm telling you, she has to play the victim. And but he said, I said, no. I said, see there? I said, this is why I didn't want to say anything. This is why I wanted just to go ahead and leave. And he said, no, I wanted to talk to her about it. I wanted to tell her this is wrong. She knew better to do it. So I wanted to. He wanted to. So anyway, that's why I'm in this room. I mean, I got a lot of changes I'm going to make as it is in this house. In our house is, we're going to have the maid service come. We were waiting for her to leave. I don't know. I don't go upstairs because my knees. I re-injured one of them in 2020 when I just fell over. Yeah, I think I had it anyway back in 2020. But it was early on. Anyway, I don't go upstairs. From what I understand, she's really neat. Okay, but still want to have the, still want to have the maid service come in and they can do it all day. I don't care how much it's going to cost, probably about $500, maybe more, and have everything thoroughly cleaned. I have not been able to since I've been, really well, it's about 1 year and 3/4 or something. But, yeah. Okay, Adam had come in. He was kind of laughing because I told him, he turned the light on. I said, I was trying to finish my video. He started laughing. He said, okay, I got 15 more minutes. He's doing his laundry, but he has to go sleep because they got to get up early in the morning and go. And I worry about that because, he's going to be lacking sleep. And it's almost, I think it's 11:30 p.m., and he's got to be up at, I think he said 6, and that's early for them. That's I'm already up an hour or two for me, but by then, anyway. So plus I'm worried about the roads still being icy or stuff, but. And it's a Sunday. So, anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. He's finishing his laundry, so I do at least do laundry and I load the dishwasher and I clean whatever I can. Now I'm much better than I have been, on and off. I was able to feel a little better during this past 1 3/4. And at April, this is January, April will be, I think April will be 2 years, so on and off, but overall, and things have improved because of one of the pills that was causing this kind of fatigue, they call it tiredness. I no longer take, I was taking 2 and I went back down to 1, and then the other one is a PRN. I was taking 3 a day, down to about 1 to 2. And that was all caused tiredness, and I'm feeling much better. Anyway, this is long. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.